Everyone wants to lift heavy in the gym. Most people do, at least. One thing that separates me from most people is that I always properly warm up prior to any sessions. Doesn't matter if it's heavy deadlifts, squats, chest, shoulders, doesn't matter. It's all about the stretching. Today I will show you my routine that usually takes 15 to 20 minutes. This is to help me prevent injuries that are commonly caused by not having your body stretched up enough. So today we're going to show you my routine. Let's get to it. Let's show you what it takes before you lift heavy so you can prevent some injuries. Blogger Edson. First thing I like to do when I stretch is to find a foam roller. If your gym has one, great. If not, you can get one cheap on Amazon for like less than $10. Now, a foam roller is essentially giving yourself a deep tissue massage. Foam rollers work by using the body's natural response to pressure. As you roll over tight spots or trigger points, the muscle relaxes more. You can relieve knots and loosen common tight spots such as your outer thigh, your hip area, your quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and upper back, even your neck. I will try and loosen up my whole body, including my arms. Now you want to keep doing this, especially for tight spots. Like for me, I have some tight issues for my hips. When I used to lift really heavy without warming up, I had a hip injury. Ever since then, I've been using the foam roller to loosen that up, and I'll go over and over this until I feel that the pain is not there. Definitely want to roll over your back, loosen up your shoulders, get all up in there. You want to continue this as much as possible. Like I said, I take about 15-20 minutes of stretching. This here, I usually like to do about maybe 5 minutes of stretching, or at least until I don't feel pain or soreness anymore. Now, like I said, I'd like to stretch out my tricep area. Mainly, my arms need to get loose for when I do front squats. I stretch that out, the tricep area, to allow you to keep those arms high and support the bar without tightness. I will also stretch out my lat area for deadlifts. You need to engage those lats for deadlifts, so stretching that out, of course, helps. Now, I'll roll this over, get those triceps nice and loose. I'll even roll over and get some of that lat area. And I'll do this over and over again until my arms feel nice and loose. Now, for this first stretch, I like to do what's called elbows out. Put your elbows into your inner knee and push outwards and hold for a couple seconds. Then you'll grab your outer knee area and push inwards. This is all to mainly stretch out your hips, outer quads, and some hamstrings as you kneel. You might feel some cracks in your hip area depending on how tight you are as you pull inwards. Then I do a hip thrust, and this stretches out your hips as well as your lower back. Make sure to squeeze your glutes for a good stretch. You may look awkward in public, but trust me, you'll feel great doing this. And you might want to do this a couple times until you feel really stretched out, especially in your hip area. The hip thrust is, I think, the key. Sometimes when I do that, you get a couple cracks here and there. Your lower back will feel better, your hips will feel loose. And thrust. Hold and then thrust. Oh yeah. Once you feel all good in the hip area, we'll move on to a quick squat. Get your hammy stretch, get those glutes going, some calves. I'll be leaning forward as I move on here, and this is to do a leaning forward lunge. As you put more pressure on one leg and move to another, you'll get that stretch. And then I'll incorporate a side lunge to really get that inner quad area and get those hammies really stretched. This one is a really good exercise. I like doing this a lot. I'll move on from one leg to the other and make sure I put some emphasis on that stretch. Try to go as deep as you can. Then we'll go ahead and we'll do some hip thrust here. I like doing this. It engages your hips, gets your glutes going. You get your hammies going as you push out, and a little bit of your lower back. This is overall a great exercise to get you really loosened up. Really emphasize on the pushing. Make sure you thrust hard and squeeze your glutes when you go up. And then switch legs, keep going until you feel properly loosened up. Now we'll move on to some balancing twists here. I like to incorporate these. I saw someone do them one time and I've never looked back. This gets the hammies and calves going as you lean on one leg. The twist engages your hips and your lower back when you twist. You can get those really tight spots and always get a nice crack sound when I do this. Try and find a machine to use to help you balance. As you can see, I was using the roller. It's making this way harder than it needs to be, but I did not want to move from the camera. Just use a machine or a wall when doing these. But I find that this really helps you get a deep stretch, especially in that lower back area. Then what I'll do after these are done, I'll go ahead and do some side kicks. Switch off from leg to leg, and then right there our lower body's pretty warmed up. Then I'll just do some normal, flies over here, stretch out your chest, get some shoulder twist over here. So anything you learn from high school, little stretching. Definitely always stretch your wrists, especially if you're doing front squats, any type of chest exercise. You definitely want to make sure your wrists are nice and stretched out. I definitely put a lot of emphasis in that, and definitely take care of your shoulders. Do anything over here to stretch out. We're just trying to stretch out a whole body. And like I said, you might want to spend some time doing this, because I found the more I stretch, the less I was injured. I haven't got injured in a long time since I started doing these 15-20 minutes of stretches. Then lunges, the game changer. I only do these on deadlift day or squat day. This gets me warmed up beyond belief before I start a heavy session. I set a timer and I do body lunges non-stop until the timer expires. This takes about 2 trips in the hallway at the gym I'm at. This means all the way to the top and back, and then I repeat. If you are new to this, then maybe try 5 minutes or do them for a couple minutes. If you haven't done these for a long period of time, it will be rough. Forward lunges work several muscles such as quads, hamstrings, calves, glutes, and even abs, and it also burns body fat. You will sweat a lot doing this. I personally love doing these, and I've seen some gains from my quads just alone from these. This is a game changer, and this is how I warm up before I do any type of heavy lifting. And once you're ready to go, you can start with your routine. Now this is your workout. So today's leg day, for instance, I always start off with the bar, and I always do this because you want to gradually move up to weight. Just because you're warmed up doesn't mean your body's adjusted to that heavy weight. I don't just put on 2-4 plates and start squatting. That's how you really get injured. So as always, even with deadlifts, start off with the bar, do your form, and gradually move up in weight. You keep doing this, guarantee you won't get hurt as much. This is my routine. Try it out. I always incorporate 15 to 20 minutes of stretching and warming up exercise before I go heavy. If you found this video useful, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Drop some comments, as I would love to hear from all of you. I do these videos for fun, as I love editing videos. This is Vlogger Edson, and thanks for watching the Talking Gym series. And please, don't forget to subscribe.